start recording now, and in case that it might be.
Yeah, teacher. Last week we learned about the research process, teacher.
Yeah. So what
the 8-step model for managing research, teacher.
Okay. Can you speak about it briefly, okay, to review for others before we move to the new chapter today?
Teacher, last week we have finished the 8-step of that model already, teacher.
Yeah, but okay, like in page number 1 or step number 1, what have to do?
Yeah, teacher. In page 1, deciding what to research, and step 1, formulating a research problem. This is the page 1. And page 2, planning a research study. We have 4 steps inside here. Step 2, conceptualizing a research design. Step 3, constructing a research design. Step 4, selecting a sample. Step 5, writing a research proposal. And page 3, we have 3 steps. Step 3, we talk about conducting a research study. And we have step 6, collecting data. Step 7, processing and displaying data. Step 8, writing a research report. That's all.
Okay, thank you for this part. Yeah, so those things we can say all of the 8 steps in here that we are to discuss within the textbook in here. So hope that everyone got the textbook. Yeah, you can read it in soft copy or even hard copy. You can print it out. It just depend on your references there. We can say whether you want you like reading in hard copy or soft copy. Yeah, reading in soft maybe can help you save some money. Yeah, but if you just feel that it's just difficult, it's just really hard as well.
Teacher, for me, I like to read the hard copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can read anywhere, anytime with our phone, without electric.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but whenever you forgot to bring the book with you, nothing for reading.
Can't have phone near me.
It's fine. Okay. Okay, so let's read that book. We can say like actually that book I have used it for bachelor degree so far, but since I just have learned that most of you have never attended with research and so on, so I think this is the best thing that we can use it in here as well. But the other part that you can learn, okay, more than that one, just try to complete the project. You can say, so last week I have dropped the list of like group assignment, just within the chapter of the textbook here. But you want to get the other topic for your individual assignment sooner or later. It can be like about concept note. We can say, so concept note is just one of your project that you may come up with your research topic. So keep thinking about your research topic from now. And whenever you just got the individual project about concept note, it's just something, some gap that can lead you or guide you toward your research proposal. So if you have developed concept note, and if possible, I just want to extend to research proposal within this semester as well. And after that, we can say maybe you just finish your first semester as the second year, you may come up and completed your proposal, research proposal there, we can say finish, and then you just start maybe consider about your data collection for the last semester or second year and second semester there. Then you just finish the coursework as well as finish your research report writing here. This is the purpose that I just want everyone to join in this part. Since this, we can say every week will guide you from one step to the other one, and then more and more you will get there. We can say so. After finish this this course, we can say you know how to work toward your final product of your research report there. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, last week we just see the scope. The other week, you can say for week 1 and week 2, we have come up with the how to select research topic. Yeah, as well as some outline for that part. Yeah, and this week we are to move to the other part that really focus on second chapter there about how to write literature review there, right? About or reviewing the literature. Okay, so without further delay, we just move to those things. Yeah, and how many of you have read chapter 2? Yes, no, okay.
Teacher, I did not read it.
Okay, so not reading yet, right? How about other? Have you ever touched the chapter here? Yes or no? Maybe no one, right?
Pardon, teacher. Pardon. What you said?
Yes. Okay, so just spend some time to go through it. Even though what I have summarized into the slide here, it may be something, but the detail, you can see it from the chapter. Still keep reading there, you will see. Yes, I just take it out only, yeah, a few of them. Yeah, just most part of them, but yeah, in short one. So some example and other guideline, okay, like some figure, you can see it from the textbook. Okay, so before we start, I just want to see, okay, about this part. Okay, what do you think this chapter will be included in your paper there? Yeah. So what will this chapter talking about? We can say like in your paper, it will be your second chapter of your paper writing here, or research paper, right? Can you share about this part, as Mr. Vajanacha also mentioned that you have already learned 3 times about research methodology in here. So what are researchers doing within this chapter, right? Yeah, I just want to hear from everyone here. Come on.
I'm not so literal. It's gone. But I think that reviewing the literature, it means we have to find out and read many articles to find what related to the topic. Mostly we find it in Google Scholar and read the other achievement or read the other article. That's all,
Okay, good, thank you. Yes, something there. How about other? what do you think about each chapter will do, right? Mr. Rina, can you share something? Since this week you are free.
Yeah, lecturer, for me, not quite different to Brother Bajana. Actually, this unit, it mostly talk about how to collect the data from the, the article or something that related to our topic that we want to write about. So if we want to have good idea or we want to get a good concept, so first we need to read it, and then we need to take note, and then we need to do the paraphrase or rewrite it into our paper. Yep, teacher, this is what I have known something about this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Yeah. How about Mr. Vajana? Anything to share? Okay, whatever should I got from me? Or got nothing? Okay, so let's move on, and we will see, okay, what are the chapter talking about. And then normally we just struggle with this chapter. We can say like, since most of the students that they start learning and doing research the first time, they still not know about how to do with this chapter and what are the content should be included in this part as well, in the chapter, right? Yes, since each is based on the research topic that you are going to do. Each based on the statement of problem that has been formulated, as well as your research objective, research question, or research hypothesis that you have formulated in your chapter 1 there. So in chapter 2, literature review, we'll try to respond as well as to fulfill what is needed in chapter 1, we can say, right? Okay, so you can see from here, like yeah, there are seven things that we want to discuss in here. Like the first one about function of literature review. It will explain you about why literature review is important for writing and how to review the literature review. So how? Okay, it will guide you here. And searching for existing literature review. Okay, in the textbook, they will guide you like about how to use the keywords, how to use the conjunction to search, to narrow down the data. You can say like in Google, there are a lot of documents. So this part you are going to narrow down, try to find the focus point that or focus part that you just want to find there. And after you found the document, how can you review the literature in here? You can say, okay, after you selected it, okay, you need to read it. We can say you cannot copy and paste all the pages there, but you want to read and review to find out the point that support to your research topic or the subtitle that you have included in your chapter 2 in here, right? And after that you can say like you need to developing the theoretical and conceptual framework from your reviewing. You can develop your your study conceptual framework or theoretical framework based on your literature review there. And yeah, number 6, about how to write a literature review, right? Which is really important there. Sorry for some distraction here. Okay, so one last just about Q&A. So we're going to move through one by one, and we can discuss and share something or contribute something along the way there. Yeah, we can say, okay, from number 1 to number 6, need some involvement, some contribution from all you as well, right? So here, okay, we can say like, you can see something about this one. So functional literature review in your research paper, you can see here, like the first one, literature review is an integral part of the research process. Yeah, it's just the very important part of your research process in here. Yeah, it will tell you about what? It will tell you about what is existing, what is did not yet complete, or did not find or study yet, you can say. So it will show you something there. Okay, you can see here, literature review just provide a series of background to a study. Yeah, so what are the series that they have been used so far in the same or similar to the study here? It's just bringing clarity and focus to the research problem. Yeah, it just can lead or guide you to the research gap or the problem that is existing coming from the research or literature review in here that come up with or bring you toward your research problem. Yes, in some people, they may come up with the topic, with the thing, but they may not come up with the research problem. So, okay, they can go through the literature review and then they can come back and identify the research problem here. The second one, improving research methodology. Yeah, research methodology will be included in chapter. What chapter, everyone, about research methodology? In chapter 3, right? In chapter 3. So it will guide you and help you more whether your research study should be focused on quantitative or qualitative or whatever that just give you some rich information or idea toward your chapter 3 in that part. Okay, broadening knowledge based in the research area of interest. Yeah, based on, we can say, somehow you just want to study about classroom management, for example. But the problem is that you may not have broader knowledge toward that part. So reading and reviewing the literature will help you to come up with some broad idea of the classroom management. Just like what I shared with you last week, we can say I start learning very well about teaching methodology during my time that I have conducted my thesis for my master degree there. Since my topic just about communicative language teaching, like what I have shared in the group there. So in literature review, I need to review not only CLT there, but also review the other type of teaching method, teaching method and teaching approach there. So the advantage that I can broaden my knowledge about teaching methodology. All right. So okay, it seems much better okay, during the time. Okay, and the other one, just contextualizing finding by integrating with the existing body of knowledge. We can say, yeah, like contextualize finding here. By, we can say like, okay, in your chapter 5, yeah, like in your discussion chapter there, you need to compare about your finding to the existing literature review. So whatever you have reviewed in this chapter, it will be used or integrated with the finding in your chapter 5 there about discussion chapter. You compare whether it's consistent or inconsistent to the existing literature review here. Yeah, so all these parts are really important. So that is about the functional literature review, right? Any question or anything to contribute with this part, please? Okay, since we will move slowly, but we need to be clear, but not clean, right? Okay, any question? Come on.
No question, lecturer.
Okay. So you are clear now, right? Okay, are there? Mr. Rina?
No question, lecturer.
Okay, good. So you are clear, right? Okay, so let's just move to this part. Okay, we can stop and check about how to review the literature. So the first one, just start with broad area of interest. If a research problem is not known, and narrow down, you can say, you see. So whenever your research problem you cannot find, or your research problem is still too big to study, you need to read it first, and then you can narrow down. So what are the problem that you want to define or to fill there, right? The second one, we can say focus around the research problem. Yeah, so after you can narrow down, you just focus on your research problem. For example, you can answer to all this question. What is already known in the area? Yeah, you can identify. So what are they? Yeah. Okay, what is not known, or what are the gaps in the existing body of knowledge? Yeah, so whatever you got it, whatever the world have discussed about it so far, any gaps that did not fill in that part yet. So you find out, oh, okay, this part, it is the problem, and the problem cannot, do not completed by other researcher yet. Okay. So that part will help you to improve or even make it better, or narrow down your research problem to be much better there. All right. And number 3, question number 3, what question have remained unanswered? Yeah, it can be something that can be formulate your research question as well. All right. Yeah. So come up with some research question. Come up with something that you can fill the gap and can answer to some answer question here. Okay. The fourth question, like, are there any area of professional conflict? Yeah. Anything that is not clear, cannot be differentiated, you can say they still have opposite idea or different understanding about the key term. So this part have to clarity or clarify. You can say like just make it to be better there. And what theory have been put forward relevant to the area of research? Yeah, so we can say like similar to what I mentioned earlier, to find out what are the theory that have been used and applied to the more or less the same or similar research area in here. So those parts can help you to see whether the researcher A has used any theory, or researcher B have used the theory to talk the same item here, for example. So you can identify through your broad reading in a literature review in here. Next, okay, what suggestions have been made for further research? Yeah, we can say you also see their suggestion or future recommendation for the study here. So whatever suggestion I recommend, it will fulfill with the research problem in here. All right. What last? Okay, what research strategy or research method have been employed by other undertaking similar research? Yeah, you also can see about research method, about the tool that they have been used so far, right? So this part will be benefit to chapter 3, actually, right? You can decide your own research method or research design. Yes, more the same to that part. Okay, so this point, any question? Any doubt or any question about this? Yes? Yeah, come on, we can discuss. Or modify or clarify. Anything to clarify? Come on. Clear, clean. To me, quiet means understood, right? Or quiet means agreed sometimes.
Not solely.
Not sure, right? Okay. Yes. So in this part, you can say like to focus on research a problem. Okay, you can answer to all these questions. Yeah, and it will be benefit for your study here, right? So all these things is just the way that you can construct your chapter 2, you can say. Okay, I better move a little bit more, and in case we may have some time to discuss at the end of the session, you can see. So remember this one. There are 4 steps of literature review, you can see. So the first one, about what? So the first one, we can say you can search for the existing literature review in the area of interest. Yeah, to go through what have been done so far with your part. And the second one, reviewing the selected literature review. Mean you are going to start reading what has been selected so far. Yeah, and then try to make it in chronological order and so on. All this point will be discussed in detail later. And after you have reviewed the selected literature review, you want to develop a theoretical framework in here. Yeah, you will see some example about theoretical and conceptual framework later. Yeah. Yeah, and the other part is about developing a conceptual framework, you can see. So there are 4 steps in here to do or to conduct the literature review. Any question about this part? Yes? Yes or no? Yes, no, okay, be quiet.
We are listening, lecturer.
You are listening, right? Okay, improving your listening skill, right? Yeah, there are 4 steps here, right? Okay. So you will see the detail below. Okay, searching for existing literature, there are 3 steps to move on. Okay, so you can check it for a while. Okay, I will be back soon, right? To wait for a while and see this one and then come back, we'll discuss. Sorry. Okay, so coming back, I'm sorry. Okay, any understanding about this one? Can you share? Yeah, based on these 3 steps for searching for the existing literature review. Yeah, like set parameters for the search. So how can you set the parameter for the search here? Have you ever do that? Have you ever tried to do that one? So how can you set the parameter for search? Any idea or experience to do this one?
Like we set up the year, teacher. It's like when we want to download it or put it into our reading list. First, we need to set up the year of the article or the journal that they establish, like the date. Example, if it older than 10 years, we cannot take it to read. Like it's it around 10 years after they establish the journal or the book.
Okay, okay. Anything else besides this one? Okay, how about other? Any sharing regarding to this point? Okay, it's some quiet here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you are right. We can say you need to select it carefully. Yeah, you need to categorize it. What are the article or what are the keyword or key term that you need to use there? You can say you need to scope it. Not mean just go through the text variously or just a different text in here, but you need to set. You can say like similar to brainstorming. That to me, normally I just start to brainstorm in the chapter by putting the subtitle of that chapter 2 there. So I just check some keywords or key term from my research title. And then I just start to list down what are the things that I can review to respond to that part. So as I have list down all of the components that relate to my research topic, my research problem or research question, later on, okay, I should go and search for the article or textbook from the internet. That so what are they that they just really fit or similar topic to what I'm going to review in here. So just go download and save it in one folder together. And yeah, and the way that we search, we also can use some keywords as well as some conjunction like and or neither nor, for example, just to narrow down the data that might be existing. Yeah, or somehow we can use like the symbol like plus. Yeah, I want to find about what, about CLT and okay, and what, and a grammar translation method was one. Whenever I use those things, the data will be narrowed down to more specific with that part. This is just some keyword that can be used within that part. Yeah. That part also have tell you about the way that you can search in the Google there, right? You can also see it from the textbook. Just on page 37, you will see some part about the way that you can narrow down the finding or the way that you can search or surfing the text or even the document about this platform, the Google Scholar, right? Okay, so After that, we can say like compile a reading list. Yeah, we can say you may summary it by using, it just depends on your own. You can use it in normal file, Word or Microsoft Word in here, or you can make a reading list there by using the table, for example, like you can list down about which author, what are the things that related to your topic, and yeah, the original copy and paste, and the other part about paraphrasing. But to me, I recommend you to copy and paste first, later on paraphrase it, or can paraphrase it later on. Paraphrase or summarize it later on, right? Yeah. Since somehow we can use some tool to help as well recently. We can use some software to help to summarize as well as to paraphrase. Yeah, really use some workload rather than just read and paraphrase it. Paraphrase is just a boring job there. So read, highlight, copy and paste. Okay, and then you need to reorganize the idea later on. Yeah, so compiling here you can copy, but copy and paste. Don't forget that with in-text citation and also reference list. Don't forget, right? Just list down there. Not mean just copy paste, but later on you don't know who is the author for that idea and what are the reference lists there. So need to prepare for that one. You can know the first line by John 2029. Sorry, 19, for example. Okay, the second one by Brown 2016, for example. Yeah, with the reference list underneath of this one, it really safe there. All right, so you can make your compiling reading list there by yourself. Okay, which one or which way that effective for you, you can try it. And start with, we can say here are the sources for reading. Okay, it can be books, hard or soft copy is fine. But currently, they rarely use the library in here. Yeah, to me, I just wasting time whenever we go to the library and spend time to read. Since we can say in the library do not have abstract photo to review, so sometimes it's a waste of time in here. But the best way right now, you can go and find document from online. But online right now it's just much easier compared to during the time that I'm doing my master degree at IUPP. You can say we cannot access to many resources in here. So what I can do there, I just requesting from people around the world by posting it in LinkedIn. Yeah, and many people just keep sending me the textbook there. Yeah, I can collect a lot of textbook at the time. Since they just have the soft copy in PDF file. So when I drop down, I explain them, oh, okay, I'm doing my master degree, but since I'm in the developing country, I do not have ability or affordability to go and buy the document in here. So if you have some related to the topic about, please share with me, for example, right? So later on, we can say I got many different email from the people around the world. Some they just moved to work in Thailand, but they have collected a lot of teaching methodology textbook. And so he sent me just nearly 20 copy of that part. Okay, another they just try to provide me to access to their e-libraries at their university that I can download some document there. Some just send a link with the file to download. Okay, really good at the time. We can say, since at the time also the other problem we cannot access to the internet much better there, since it also expensive the way that I can access there. We just use like modem and so on there through the SIM card. It's just really slow and a bit hard to download as well. Yeah. Okay. It can be through the journal, yeah, like journal article. Do you know journal article? Yes, like about 10 pages or 20 pages article that they write in very short one. It can be one of the job objective of their research. Yeah, like conference papers. It can be something that you can get it from, like you can say like a proceeding process that they may come up with some abstract, some document that they just compile from the conference there. Like CamTextile, they may come up with some publication or proceeding there that they can compile, and then we also can quote it from those things. The other part can be from internet. You can find it from the Google Scholar, like Mr. Rina mentioned that, okay, you can find, but make sure the document just less than 10 years. Yeah, you are right. So make sure we can say like, why do we need that part? Since after every 10 years, they need to reconduct. We can say the problem might be changed from this. But this part is just only for the academic. But for the social, okay, or geographical research, they will be updated every year. So since it will be changed from year to year, economic as well. So yeah, they do it this year, the other year it might be changed as well. So those they need to do it every year to see the, and they can compare, okay, what are the things there, right? Okay, so any question for this part? Okay, about the document, you can no worry. I can recommend you regarding to the link that you can go and download some free document here. Okay, even textbook, we also can find it from online as well currently. For the purpose of learning, it is okay. All right. Any question? We stay only 3 people here, right? Okay, only Mr. Rina. Anything?
No, lecturer, no.
Okay. Okay, I think we can break for a while. Maybe you just want a cup of coffee or just want to go to toilet and so on. Okay, we can have 15-minute break.
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, hello.
Excuse me, teacher, because my internet is unstable, so I went in. Sorry, teacher.
Fine, fine.
Yeah.
Disadvantages of online learning, right? Okay, so
Yeah, teacher.
I think we better break for a while. Yeah, since today we are to finish by 4:40, right? Since I'm going to jump to the other meeting at 4:40 as well. And I'm sorry that for being inconvenient that change the time. Okay, so we can have 15 break. We will be back at 3 and 5 minutes. We will start and continue finish this part, right? Yeah, so enjoy your break. It can be a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, or even toilet break here. Thank you. See you in 15 minutes more, right? Okay, thank you. Since as I have explained before we break, later on we just stay here only Mr. Rina and Mr. Chandon. Yeah. And are there any questions?
No, lecturer, no question.
No, right? How about other? Okay. Mr. Don will be on the way. Okay, so we can say the first one you need to set, okay, what are the criteria that you want to find. At least you may know about the keyword that you want to find regarding to your literature review there. And yeah, you can use some technique to narrow down the data that you want to find as well from internet. Maybe yeah, you can see it from your textbook on page 73 that it just show you about, okay, how to narrow down the data for searching from the internet. Yeah, and you may come up with the list or summary for your literature review that while we can say while reading, you can copy and quote it into the list, okay, with the in-text citation and reference link as well. Yeah, for in-text citation, yeah, if we have time, I will insert it in some way, but it's not, maybe you can see the video that I have dropped into the group about the in-text citation and reference link follow by using APA style there, right? Yeah, so that part we can say you can list down or to make the table to list down with the author name, year publication, and the content that you have quoted that you think is related to your study or your subtitle there. And my recommendation should not try to paraphrase or summarize it at the same time. Just copy and paste them there. Later on, we can spend some time to sit and paraphrase, only paraphrase. Okay, if you read and paraphrase, maybe a boring job for you here and really exhausted, right? So you keep reading and finding it and copy and paste it into the compile list of reading here, or you can paste it into your paper directly, it's fine. And then later on, we can paraphrase, but don't forget to put the in-text citation with the author name and year publication, as well as the reference link at the end of your article and so on. You can see, yeah. And then the other part, you need to have the reference list there. Okay, and you can also find the existing literature review through the textbooks. Yeah. It can be about journal, about the document. Yes, journal maybe we can say a short research article that they have written, maybe yes, some paper only 3 pages, or some maybe 10 pages there, or up to 25 or 30 pages. Okay, just a short research article. Conference paper like we can say like the compiled document that they have done it during the conference. Yeah, that they just compile it and then they just publish it. So you also can use it. And the other part you can also find it from the internet. Yeah, like Google Scholar, like Mr. Rina mentioned at the beginning of that part. So something. Okay, so briefly overview with this part, since most of you just come back, and we shall move to the other one. So here are the way that you can do to review the selected literature review. We can say like the first one, okay, read existing literature review and examine critically. Yeah, you can keep this in mind. Like the first one, note whether the knowledge relevant to a theoretical framework has been confirmed beyond doubts. Yeah, whether it just can be a response, can be have something that is can explain about the specs or the part that you don't know, or something here. So keep examine it, right? There one note the theory put forward, the criticism of this and their basis, the methodologies adapted, study design, sample size, and its characteristic and measurement procedures, etc. And the criticism of them. You can say, yeah. The first one you can check about the theory. that they have used in that article. And you also need to check and think about it carefully and critically regarding to their basis and methodology adapted the way they just use, whether they have used the quantitative or qualitative study, yeah, or much method there, and sample size, yeah, whether it's just a big sample size or it's just something. Okay, as well as the procedure that they have done. So we can say somehow that you can see if you find out it's good, sometimes you also can adapt to that part to apply into your study as well, right? Okay, next we can say examine to what extent the finding can be generalized to other situation. Yeah, so we can say somehow, okay, their finding might be generalization. That's cover scope, not within the area, but to the world. So you can check it. And that part really important that just avoid for you to study what is existing, what has been sold there. Yeah, for example, like that's why we can say literature review need to be up to date. Yeah, like less than 10 years, like Mr. Rina mentioned. Yeah, if you just find it too old, somehow we can say those problems that you raise, it might be solved by other here. All right, so those part is really important that you need to do and examine those things carefully. Okay, notice where there are significant differences. Our opinion among researchers, giving an opinion to opinion about their validity, in addition to putting forward a position with reason. Yeah, we can say among researcher or different people, they may discuss with different significant of their findings. Significant means like the importance of the study. Is it good in terms of this, in terms of that, or not? Okay, or to which group of people that can get benefit from the study, and keep thinking about the validity, like what is the reality of that part. Yeah, that putting forward a position with a reason, because it just keep thinking about those things, right? It really benefits you to shape, to strengthen your research study and research finding at the end. Okay, the other one just okay, ascertain, right? So ascertain the area in which little or nothing is known, the gap that exists in the body of knowledge in here. So to make sure, we can say to identify about what is already sold or is still nothing known about the gap. We can say like that problem did not find by other researcher. That is the thing that really great, really good for you to study with it, that one as well. Right, just add up. We can say so whenever there's still a gap inside that part, it really shows that your study is really significant, really important to solve those problems in here. All right. So that is the thing that for the component that you can consider and check it carefully and critically. Okay, for your methodology design, for your statement of problem, as well as to answer to some unanswered question there, mean your research question, right? So the more you read, the more you broaden your knowledge about your content. Okay, or in your study here, later on you can come up with some idea to make, adjust, or shape your study to more to be more effective or to be more significant. Any question about this part before we move? Yeah, this seems like only the theory that what you should know before start doing thing. But learning theory without doing thing, it easily losing at the end of this one. Yeah, it will similar to what Mr. Vajana just said earlier. You can say study, no matter how many times that you have studied or learned about it, but if you have never conducted it, it is a disaster. It easily to be forgotten, right? So everything just coming from, we can say, coming from practicing. Yeah, learning by doing, there really important. Yeah. So any question, please?
No lecture.
No question. Okay, so my phone just running out of the battery. Okay, Other any question?
No lecturer, no question.
No question, no answer. Commissioner, any question?
Teacher, I don't have, teacher.
Okay, good. Then you understood it all, right?
Not yet, teacher.
Okay. So notice and know about it first. Okay, you will have some more questions whenever you go and conduct the research, right? Okay, so to move to this part about developing a theoretical and conceptual framework. Yeah. Okay, read with a focus in mind. You can say, yeah, as you read, you also need to focus. Later on, you may come up with the scope, okay, of your study there. Okay, that we can call like a theoretical or conceptual framework in that part. Okay, the other one we can say as a that just short information into main themes and theory. Yeah, so you will scope based on the literature review that you have come up. So what are the themes? What are the main themes? What are the main theory in the part? And then you can group them together, and then you can draw. I hope that you have been seen something that they draw. Okay, about teaching method here, it may have the other component. You can say component to be achieved or related to one another, right? So those things. So you need to short information into the main theme and theory, right? Like to categorize them, you can say a short one, right? Yeah, and then you can draw a conceptual framework, okay, later on after you have reviewed it. Okay, the other one we can say like literature review fits into categories. You can see like universal or general and more specific. Yeah, some part that it just talk about general situation, and some part is more specific into your topic or your content here. So when review, you need to find out those things. Yeah, as you review and then you just draw conclusion into your specific part of your finding. It's just something can shape and can show the reader about the clear picture about your study here. Yeah, conceptual framework is the basis of our inquiry and stems from the theoretical framework. All right. Yeah, we can say like conceptual framework is the basic or the foundation that you can get it from the theoretical framework. Yeah, as you do something about theoretical framework, and then you can draw some picture among the part to link to your conceptual framework here. All right. Okay. You will see something later on. You can see example here. You can say, okay, this is just about the way that they develop a theoretical framework, the relationship between mortality and fertility, right? About the correlation study here. Yeah, you can see like the first one, which at least down if you want to study the relationship between mortality and fertility, you should review the literature about what? The first one about fertility, mortality, yeah, the key term that they use in the topic in here, right? Yeah, what else? Okay, the relationship between fertility and mortality. So what are they? So this is the way that you just list down or brainstorm, like I said earlier. So keep finding the key term in your research topic and then come up with some part here. And then you can see something here. And then you can say your literature review should be written under the following heading. With most our review involve the examination of relationship between fertility and mortality. Yeah, here again some series that have been studied. So fertility series, the series of demographic transition, trend in fertility. Okay, so all those things that you can get it from the way that you should do like a theoretical framework, and then you can see the scope in it. Okay. Okay. And whenever you just come up with that part, you need to what? You need to categorize it into the main theme or main series there. So, and then you can start drawing. You can say later on. Okay, when you come up with this one, you will be able to draw. For example, like okay, you start keep drawing in the next step. For example, like what? This one, what? I put F here like fertility, and then it just related to what? And which series, for example. So those things that they keep drawing about the conceptual framework in here. All right. Okay. They get from this, and then they may be able to start drawing about some party that this way you can say like the way that they keep drawing that conceptual framework based on the theoretical framework that they got in here, right? So those things that they need to develop in here. And how you get this one? Getting this from your reading the literature review, and then you will be able to draw. So which one that related to which one? Okay, among the key term or the series in here, okay, or the keywords in here. Yeah, this is just about theoretical framework about experiential learning. Yeah, in the other subject you also learn about experiential learning. So what is it? Yeah, so theoretical framework for experiential learning, just about their experience, their observation, conceptualization, experiments, okay, and so on. So those things that they can come up. So after that, we can say to do this one the same, you need to draw the conceptual framework from that part. So which one link to the other one? This is just the example from other side, right? Okay. Any question about this part? Yeah. Any question? For admin, no question, right? You can see one more, right? Yeah, theoretical framework of the study community, responsiveness in health, right? So this part we can say whatever you have done, you have review. You can say like the review, our literature review, was written around the following theoretical framework, which of course emerged from the literature review itself. You got it? So yeah, they just emerge, for example, like community responsiveness. This is the thing that they have for you some concept to answer. What do the stakeholder, like service provider, service manager, and the consumers understand by community responsiveness, why it is needed, and what purpose does it serve, right? So this is the thing that they need to find out information to the thing. Historical and philosophical perspective. We can just start out the concept, yeah, about what about community responsiveness in here. Historical overview are the emerge, philosophical perspective that underpin the concept. Yeah, so all of those things that can start to review. So this is like the brainstorming here. Implementation strategy. Yeah, what strategy have been used to achieve community responsiveness in the service delivery area, for example? And attitude of the stakeholder. What are the attitude of service provider, service manager, consumer, other service toward community responsiveness? Yeah, so it's something that you need to observe toward their attitude in here. Evaluation of community responsiveness. What indicators can be used to determine the impact of this strategy? What should determine the success or failure of the implementation of the strategy, and who and how should it be determined? Yeah, so these things are the way that you can explain and interpret the theoretical framework of this part. And later on, you will drawing about the conceptual framework here based on what you have listed down. For example, like community responsive. So what are the things that you can use in here? Yeah, it may be something that you can draw to among this one. What are the relationship or the cause and effect of that part that need to be drawn and demonstrate regarding to that part, right? Okay, so this is just a sample of the theoretical framework. Any question about this part? But in time you can read from your textbook, right? Spend some time to go through the textbook. That's why reading before class is really important. Yeah. Just keep reading, and then we may have something to discuss, right? Any question?
No, like that.
No, it seems clear now. Okay. I hope that are there the one who just keep quiet. You just understood it well, right? Okay, let's just move to how to write literature review. Okay, so you can read from this slide. Okay, so can you explain the slide rather than just hearing from me? So how much do you understand from the slide? Okay, any explanation or you want to say something about the slide?
For me, don't have teacher.
You don't have, right? Okay. How about that? How much do you understand from this slide? Maybe no, right? Okay, so you can see this one. We can say based on this description, you can see like write about the literature review, write about the literature review to provide a theoretical background and contextualize finding to existing body of the literature. So this part we can say it's just important to review what has been studied, what are the things that really happen in the particular context, okay, and what are the things that is important for the part. It will be used to discuss in chapter 6. You need to compare your finding with the existing literature review and series in here. So the first one you can see like describe various series. Yes, somehow you are not going to say or talk only about one particular series, but you are going to talk and explain more than one series that can see and can compare what are the reasons that you decide to adapt or use that particular series in your study. Yes, somehow we can say one key term or one variable, it might be used more than one series. So you can explain why do you decide to use that series in your study, for example. The second one, specify gaps in the existing knowledge area. Yeah, just identify the gap. So as you review the literature, you will see which gap that did not fill, which gaps which have already filled in the past. So whenever you conduct study with the gap has been filled or has been completed, then your study is useless or has no significance at all. So you spend your time and your money for nothing. All right. So we conduct study whenever we find a gap or problem there. That's why we decide to study, right? The next one, write about recent advance in the area of study. So they define what has been done great, what has been done very excellent in that area, or you can see the trend. Yeah, like here, like a state current trend. Where have they got so far? Teaching methodology before COVID-19, it might be something we may talk about. Virtual class, physical class teaching to be more effective by using this teaching method, and so on. But what are the current trends? We can say like during COVID and after COVID-19. So whether those things are still important by using the traditional classroom only one, or they should integrate with technology right now. Yeah, they may use like a flipped classroom or blended classroom. Yeah, teaching and practicing online and with the you can say like virtual classroom with physical classroom. Which one? So that part will explain about the current trend there, you will see what are the change, what are the things that they have done so far. You will see. Okay, and the other one, refine own methodology. Yeah, so you can find, okay, they have done fill the gap with a lot of qualitative research, for example. So you can decide, oh, okay, so that's why the gap, I better use quantitative study to collect the data. Since what they have done one with one research method there. So how about the finding from other method? So different research method may find out different findings somehow, or it can be comparable, right? Okay, and quote findings from existing study. Yeah, the other one just quote it. Direct or indirect quote, it just depends. Okay, indirect quote means you need to paraphrase. Direct quote, you need to put the quotation mark. But most of the part in literature review, you need to provide sources or credit or acknowledgement to the owner of the idea, right? So every line with the acknowledgement with the in-text citation. You need to give their credit by mentioning their name in the bracket, like John, comma 2019, for example. So that is called like acknowledgement or in-text citation. How many are you good at in-text citation? Yeah. How many are you? How many are you good at in-text citation? Yeah.
I'm not good at research lecture. Sorry.
No problem. Okay. So yeah, we are learning how to do research. Okay, no worry about that. But make sure you read the book, attend the class regularly if possible. That's the best way that we can do. Okay, so how many of you know how to do in-text citation? Have you ever heard about the word in-text citation? Yes? In-text citation. One more, we call it like reference list, right? Reference, maybe you heard a lot about reference list there. Or references. Have you ever heard about the word in-text citation?
Yes, lecturer.
Okay. Okay, so you know how to use it, right?
Not sure.
Okay. Reference list. Okay. How many style of reference that you have used it so far? At the end of the book, normally you can see like reference, right? References. Yeah. Okay. Those parts are so hard. You can see. I know that part. I learned about a semester just to write in-text citation and reference list there. Okay. I'm not sure whether in our textbook about the writing for postgraduate study have included with that part as well. I think it might be useful and benefit for you. Yeah. Or you just watch the video that I have dropped into the group, like how to write in-text citation and reference list in that part. It's just some idea there. Yeah, that while they spend a semester to study, but that part just spend about 1.5 hours. You have to see it about how to write, how to use, how to insert the in-text citation, and how to write a reference list. Reference list just how different way of writing. depend on the article that you use. Textbook without editor, yeah, textbook with editors, and single also, yeah, with editor, and multiple also with editor, yeah, and about the way that you just use like article, also other way of writing. Yeah, so when should you italic it? When should you keep it as normal? Yes, when they put in the bracket, the number in the bracket and the number outside the bracket, what does it mean, right? So those things is just a bit complicated, but you must know this thing. If you do not know this about in-text citation and reference list, you cannot do research. You can say it can be done, but it's not professional one. Yes. So yeah, maybe go back after this. You can review about the video. And let me find the slide and drop there, and you can see. And if you are not clear, we can spend other session, maybe after your presentation and so on. I may insert the in-text citation and reference list in that part, and then we can discuss Q&A and have some homework. You can learn about those things unless you do homework, right? I learn a lot about those things. I know how to do it well because during the time, my former lecturer, he asked all the students to do homework, suffering, but as that we can get the feedback, and then we can learn and remember it well. Currently, I still write manually since I know how to do it, and I don't want to forget it as well. Whenever we just depend on, actually we just have software that can have like Mendeley, a footnote. Okay. Even in Microsoft Word, we also can use like ABA star reference list or Chicago there. Just select it on it, right? But the more you use, the more you forgot how to do it. So manually, sometimes it's just really helpful as well. Okay, so let's check later on. Okay, so let's continue to this one. You can see. Let's just move. Okay, so nearly the end of the chapter now, but just go to one more part. About writing literature review, you start writing. So this part is about what? We can say like about semantic. You need to categorize to be the same. It's based on the main CML inquiry. You can see. So you need to put it in chronological order. Yeah. So which one comes first? The other one need to achieve. Yeah. And achievement references reference with supporting event from existing literature review. Yes. Sometimes in literature review, not mean just list down the idea. Sometimes you need to have achievement writing, follow achievement essay writing by, okay, we can say compare and contrast idea with that part. Okay, also A, just something like this. However, also B just stated that, okay, CLT just like this, not like that, for example, right? So that part means you just try to produce the achievement within your writing there. Yeah, the reader, they really like that way. Not mean just everything the same. Okay, so it's not really interesting in that part. Okay, so review and also try to compare and contrast. Yeah, we can say something you agree with. You agree with it. There are parts that you may disagree with it. Okay, so try to find the reference to support. Those things are the idea from the author, not your own opinion. All right. I mean, because you don't like, you can say it. You don't like it, find the reference, and then to compare. Oh, I think CLT may be good at maybe good at speaking and writing, but not really accurate with the grammatical use in here, for example. So yeah, those things you can find the reference. Any research, any study that they talk about those things, or not yet, or nothing. Yes, one last important that, like I said earlier, use academic referencing style. Yeah, mostly right now, you can say they use one. Okay, in Cambodia right now, they should follow what? Follow APA style. Have you ever heard about APA? Yeah. APA style. APA come from what? Yeah. APA come from what? Yes. Come from what, APA? Hello. Have you ever heard about APA referencing style?
No, teacher. I used to hear that teacher.
Other, have you ever heard about this one? This came from American one. Yeah. Psychology.
Association.
Yeah, association. Yeah, that we just focus on that part. Before they prefer to use it with nursing and medical and science, but only all area. Any research they just use follow ABA style here, right? Yeah. Yes, so there is the name that we can see like in computer right now. We just use follow the ABA style, American Psychology Association. Okay, something there. Okay, let me find the textbook. We can say currently the teacher got this 7th edition now. So how to do it? Teacher have their manual to do it. Okay, there are more than 300 pages there. So enjoy it after this. Okay, so I think we better move now. Okay, so you can see this part, we can say like some example. We can say normally in chapter 2, there is a blank space for that part. Not every research has the same subtitle there. So it will depend on your research topic, your statement of problem, your research objective as well as your research question that it can be developed based on that part, right? So like this research topic, they just try to find like inter-country adoption in Western Australian, for example. So this part, they just try to review about profile of adoptive family. Yeah, something that they keep reviewing here. So the review was review under the following themes. You can see like the first one about introduction, like introductory remark about adoption, the history and philosophy of adoption, reason for adoption, trends in adoption like global and national. Yes, but somehow we need to review both international and national. Yeah, inter-country adoption. Yeah, adopt from other country into one country in here. I hope that you have read the story about On Loan, right? Have you ever read that story? On Loan? About your literature study subject? Anybody?
The story learn about Wang Long, isn't it, teacher?
No, not the Good Earth. That one is the Good Earth. Okay, that story about On Loan, right? As I know, as I remember, On Loan. Okay. Written by Anna Brooksbank. Maybe is I'm not confusing like Anna, maybe Brooksbank maybe her name in here. So about the lady there. Yeah, but her name might be something wrong, but let you check. But the story about On Loan, right? On Loan here. The story just happened in Australia. Yeah, that the parent, I seem like forgot their name here since I have never taught that story maybe around 3 or 4 years in here. Okay. So On Loan in here, we can say they just adopt a girl from Vietnam to Australia to be their kids, since the family did not have even a baby. But yeah, as a Vietnam War, okay, after they adopted Lindy, yeah, her name is Lindy, that young girl. After that, they just have their own son, yeah, their own son. And for the husband, keep loving Lindy as their daughter, okay? Their real daughter there. But the lady start changing her attitude and behavior since she got a boy in here, like a son. So everything seemed like they start changing about the love to Lindy. Seemed like change. Yeah, she kept glance, she kept finding something that show about the way that she disliked Lindy. But you can say a few months later, okay, Lindy just got a letter from Vietnam, yeah, written in English, and that letter just show about her out of blue father, like her real father, right, from Vietnam. They keep finding her. Since during the World War, her mother, before she died, she signed the adaptation or adoption letter there. You can say to agree to adapt Lindy to the family in here, the couple of Australian in here. Yeah, but later on they find out. When they start finding out, okay, her mother in God here, because she just like she start to care and want to keep Lindy in her and start her children and so on. Okay, so this is just briefly about the story about the inter-countries adoption. They adopt the kid from other country into the other one. Okay, so something about story that since they talk about Australia, so I remember about this story as well. Maybe you can find the book and read. Okay, so something there. Okay, and so this is the way that they review. They come up with some subtitle or subheading in chapter 2 in here. All right. Okay, so whenever they come up with that, they start to structure it. Yeah, like this one. Any question about this one? So whenever they study about this topic, you cannot go and copy the same thing, but you can change. You can change some part and do similar part. If in case that your study is similar to this one, you can also do it, but change some word in it. Not mean come out with the subheading the same to this one. Yeah. Okay. So any question before we move? Any question? Just now, okay, right? Okay, so I better move first. So far, okay, what we have learned today, just keep this in mind. There are 4 steps of doing or conducting a literature review. Then the first one, you need to search for the existing literature review in the area of interest. Yeah, keep reading something about, the area of interest in here means your topic there, your research topic, right? The second one, reviewing the selected literature review. Yeah, after you have selected, after you download or when you collect the textbook and so on, start reading and reviewing those things. Number 3, developing a theoretical framework. Yeah, you may come up with some theory like you can see from the slide. Okay, after you got what are the theory that keep talking and discussing about the key term there or the topic. Okay, later on you will be able to develop a conceptual framework based on that part. You can start drawing the linking or connection between one variable to the other one. Okay, or one theory to the other one, just to demonstrate how it is about. All right. That's it for this chapter so far. Any question? Anything that you want to discuss more? Yeah. That's it. Okay. Any question? I hope that you will be able to develop your first chapter and the second chapter. So this is really important for you to start doing your concept note later on, you can see. So it really interrelated between the first chapter and the second chapter there. All right. Anything you want to discuss? Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Maybe raining somewhere there. No one want to talk.
My internet is unstable, teacher.
Okay,
So
I see.
I will try to listen more on your video, and I will try to ask you later on.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
teacher.
Yeah, today maybe at 6 o'clock, and I will have the other meeting from 4:30 to 6. Yeah, so after that can be uploaded. Okay, so Mr. Rina, any question?
No, lecturer, I have no question.
No, okay.
Yeah, no.
Mr. Chandet. Okay, Chandon, have you got your destination now or still on the way? Maybe on the way, right? Okay, so maybe that's it.
Yeah,
And
teacher, on the way, just arrived.
okay. Okay, your connection is just a little bit not stable here, I think. It'll be hard later to hear from you. Okay, so that's it. I would like to stop here and would like to leave a bit early. Yeah, and see you next week. Okay, we can say to be ready and prepare for chapter 4. Yeah, formulating the research hypothesis or the study in here, we can say, right? Okay, so please keep reading the book. Yeah, we can say reading in advance. Maybe you have some idea to share, to discuss among during the class in here, right?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah, okay. So yes, this class is especially for cohort 6, not cohort 5, right? Don't be confused.
Yes. I never, I know myself.
Okay. So for 9 of you in here, so be ready for this. Yeah.
Yeah, teacher.
And,
I will try my best.
yeah, and then also we can say like the one that you have in the name list for your group presentation, please be well prepared. Since this part we do not have midterm exam or final exam, but only that project. So those projects mean it will substitute your midterm and final exam here. All right. Yeah. So
Yeah, teacher.
project work, everything. Right? Okay, that's it. And thank you for your patience and attention. Yeah, keep listen quietly here. Okay, so be ready and enjoy that. And I will drop the slide into the group. Maybe you can read from the slide first, and video will be dropped later, right? Again, and will be have more link on the video that I have recorded. So the purpose that recording and upload here, it will be useful for later on. Okay, sometimes no need to repeat, but everyone can see and learn something there. Okay, so that's it, and thank you for today. Enjoy the rest of your time and be ready for your Monday, right?
Yeah, teacher. Thank you so much for your.
Bye.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
Thank you. See you, right? Okay.
Yeah, see you next week, lecturer.
See you too,
Yeah, see
teacher.
you. Bye bye.